And here I am on my dashboard, and look at all of that. Look at that scrolling. I actually did really cha-ching quite a bit. All right, so right here is Cheetah, and I'm just going to go ahead and click in there and then click enter. And so we're entering the software, and it's real bare bones, not a lot of fluff in here, right? It's not just gorgeous, but that's okay. I think that as we keep going, it will actually keep changing and look different. So just be prepared for that. This site list looks this way today. It may not look this way tomorrow as they make changes. But let's talk first about the site list and what we can do. So we have the ability to add categories. So I can look at all my categories of sites, or I can create a new category and then put some of these websites into categories to be able to organize them and find them better. So I might make a category of test sites. Let's do that. I'm going to create a category. I'm going to call it test sites. And these are test sites that can eventually be deleted. There we go. And I'm going to click save. And now I have a category called test sites. And from here, I can actually add the websites. I don't think we have it in here yet to be able to do that, but we will be able to add these into those categories. We can categorize them. And then like all my test sites, I'll be able to go here, click test sites, and Shazam, I will have only the test sites that are there. Let me click that. So there's nothing there yet. And we'll click this edit. And that allows us to change the name. And then I can go back to all. So we will be able to add sites to categories and be able to filter out real quickly the sites that we need to work on. That's a big deal, because if you guys could see my dashboard with all the pixel perfect sites that I have a whole heck of a lot of sites, and I can categorize them and actually organize them to be able to get to the site quickly that I want to get to. I also have alphabetized, so I can alphabetize my sites based on A to Z or Z to A. So if I click A to Z, everything is in order based on the first letter of that site. So they're all in alphabetical order now. I can also organize them as to when they were created. I can do time ascending, which is from the newest to the oldest, I think, or oldest to the newest, and then descending, which is newest to oldest. That's it. So you can organize that way too. And then we've got the search. This is really great because I lose my website sometimes. So if I'm looking for something like panels, I can just type that in and it pulls up the websites that I have on that name. If I know just the start of a name, like SOCI or Social Media Explosion, I can do just 3 or 4 letters and then hit return, or click the search bar, and it pulls back exactly all of the websites that have SOCI inside of it. So you can even do just a partial and it will pull those up. So the search is really important too. If you want to go back to seeing all of them, you just empty your search bar and click enter, and it will pull up all of your sites for you. So that's a good area to understand that you can organize your sites well and be able to filter quickly. The next one, if I click over here on the website and I click this down arrow, the capability here is I can connect a domain. I can go straight to my published website. I can publish my website, or I can delete my website. So that's the power I have in that little down arrow. Then I can actually click on this link right here to go to the active site once it's published. I can also upload an image share right here, so I can have an image that I'm looking at instead of this computer with a line through it. And then I can click edit website, and I can go into the editor and actually start editing my site page by page. So those are all the things that I have available as far as here in this area, and then on my actual card for my website. If I want to create something from scratch, I just go over here to create new website, and I'm going to click create new website. So the first thing I have to do is pick a name. So we'll do Tuesday night training. And then I'll just copy that and put it into the description. And then I'll click save. And what that's going to do now is it's going to create my new website. and throw it to the end of the list. So there it is right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and click edit the website to go in and start editing. And here's where we start with the Cheetah Builder. And that is, we're going to start in the My Site area. And in the My Site area, it's going to show you all the pages that you have in that website. So right now I only have one page, and that is the home page. That's the default page that it creates for you when you start a website. So I'm here in this My Site area. I'm going to go to my website settings. So what this is when I click website settings, these are the settings that affect the entire website, not just one page, but the entire website. So I'm going to click that, and it opens up a window where I can edit a few things. So I'm going to collapse this so you can see all of them. So we've got the general settings, SEO settings, and script settings. So under general settings, if I expand that, I can change the title of the website, the URL of the website. I can choose which categories it belongs to. So here's where we should pick the categories. That's actually new. It wasn't there yesterday. So this is a process, you guys, and this is a new one. So click test sites. So now this belongs to that test site category. I can do a description, and then I can also add a favicon. And what a favicon is if you look up here on my tabs, you can see that on the YouTube tab, it's got the little YouTube symbol. That little image is a favicon. So you can add your little favicon here. The typical size for them is 80 by 80. So if you've got a little favicon you want to add, you add it right there. So once you fill all that information out, you can then expand the SEO settings. And under SEO for the website, we can do keywords, and we can also do meta tags. And then after SEO settings, we've got script settings. This is going to be an important one. These are scripts that affect your entire website. So if you've got a script that you want to be on every page in your website, then you need to put it right here. Your Facebook pixel script can go right here, and your analytics script like Google Analytics can go right here. Once you make all the changes to those areas, so you've got the general settings, SEO, and script settings, you click save, and it's going to save all those settings for you and send you right back to your site overview. And here's where you can start jumping in to edit pages. Now, when you're done with this area, the site overview, you can go back home, so you can click that button. Or over here, we've got a cool button called Edit Items. If you click that, you're going to see pop-ups. So pop-ups are going to be available, and these are going to be available across websites. So I can create a pop-up. So I'm going to click Create Pop-up, and we're going to say Test Pop-up, and click Save. So I've got a new test pop-up. I'm going to edit the pop-up. So we'll jump in there and take a look at editing. And it looks exactly like the Cheetah editor, oddly enough. And you can go to add. You can add panels, elements, and fonts. There's settings for each item that you pull up. There's a personal area. So you can add a lot of different things inside of here in this pop-up. But what's cool about the pop-up is you're going to be able to use it anywhere on your website, and you're pre-setting it up so you can pull it into your website. So that's the idea behind pop-ups, is you're going to create it first, and then inside the website, you'll attach it to the page. So we'll talk a lot more about pop-ups once they get that more ready. There'll be a tutorial specifically on that. So I'm going to click Cheetah MVP, and that should take us back to our site list. And then I'll go over here to Tuesday night training. And I'm going to go ahead and edit the website and get back to my page overview, my site overview. And here's my page that I have right here. Let's go ahead and start editing our page. So I'm going to click Enter Editor. And now this is the Cheetah Editor. And I'm going to go through all the menus to make sure you understand everything that you see. So this little icon up here in the top left, that's the home button. That's the one that if you click it, you're going to go all the way back to the beginning of Cheetah. And then right here, we've got the coffee cup. This is what Chip was talking about. If you click there, you have the ability to donate to the developers, and they call it donating a cup of coffee. So if you want to donate $2 to them, you can donate through PayPal, or you can do it with the credit card, and you can make them very, very happy developers indeed. The next one is feedback. if you think that Cheetah needs to have a specific feature, or if a feature is not working the way you think it should be, this is the place that you put your recommendations, your ideas, your suggestions. All of that goes into the feedback area. And let me tell you, they get this feedback and they take it internally, and anything that's viable, that makes sense, they will add to their list to do. I've got so many things I've added, and it's funny because I'm afraid to send them things now, because I think I could say, I need to make sure that there's a pink polka dot elephant image put on the top right corner of every page. And I think they would actually do that. So submit your feedback, because they want to hear it. They want to know what you need to make Cheetah better. And then if you do find a bug, there's a report bug button, and definitely click that one. And they take those very serious and they act on those really fast. Everything I've submitted to the developers, they have jumped all over. The next one is background page. This is where you select the background of your page. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see that it took me to settings, and then style, and then background. So we're setting the style of the background of the page. So if I click background, I can choose my background color, or I can choose an image to be the background. So let's go ahead and just create a light gray color for our background. So I'm going to go really light gray, not quite white, just like that. And then I can click that color bar again to get rid of the color picker. And now I've got a light gray background to my website. So that's how you change the background, is you click background of the page, and that'll take you to settings and style, and then you can set the color or an image for your background. The next icon is desktop. This is activated when you're in desktop mode. So everything I do here when I'm editing is what's going to appear on the desktop. If I want to edit the mobile, I just click the mobile view, and this will show me what the mobile view looks like so far. And I don't have anything there, so it's not showing anything. But as I build, I can actually bounce into mobile and see what it looks like, and then bounce back to desktop to continue building on the desktop. The next button, and this is the one that I think Yvonne was talking about, it was a question mark earlier today. Now it's the actual word tutorials, which is great. If you click that, it's going to pull up a pop-up, and on that pop-up, you've got a bunch of tutorials. And you can click on these tutorials and find out more information about the different things that you can do on Cheetah. And then once you're done, you can just click close.
Are those your tutorials?
These are, I don't think these are mine, but I think they were talking about putting some of mine up. So I'm not sure if they're going to add mine in there, or if mine are going to stay in the Builderall Training Center. But either way, we've got these tutorials and the tutorials that I made. So I think that we're going to probably cover you up in tutorials for a while. All right, the next one is show ruler. If you click this, there's a ruler that shows up at the top, and that is super helpful in helping you line things up really well. So when you're putting something together on the builder and you're trying to space it just right, I am not good at eyeballing anything. Like putting something in the center, I always try to eyeball it first and then actually click the button, and it always ticks over. I'm always off a little bit. So using that ruler is a huge help in lining things up and helping you put it in a nice even line, and making your site look aesthetically pleasing. And I'll tell you, there's nothing worse, and this is a warning to you guys to watch how you build your website, because there's nothing worse than going to a website and it's a nice clean website, except things are just a little off on the spacing. So you're looking at something going down and it's inline, 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 and then something's a little bit offline and then inline, inline. It's a little disconcerting. So you want to pay attention to your spacing, and then those lines right there on that ruler will help you out a lot. If you want the ruler to go away, you just click it again. And then grid lines, I do not build without the grid lines. I always turn those on. This is the area between this line and this line that's going to show on your computer. So you want to keep everything that you're working on inside these lines. If you don't want the grid lines, all you have to do is click show grid lines again, and it will take it away. And then you've got this area of show hidden elements. If you decide that you're not sure if you want to delete something, but you're not sure if you want to keep it on your website, you can hide it, and it will go into this area. And then when you're ready, if you want to return it, you can actually click the little eyeball that appears, and it will go back onto your site. So it's a place for you to hide things if you're not sure you want it on your website or not. And then you can, without deleting it, you can just hide it. And then later, if you want to, you can bring it back. Also, if you're hiding things because maybe this is information about your website, I put colors that I choose inside of the hidden area. If I've got something that I need to remember about a website, I type it out in a text element and then hide it in the show hidden area so that I can have that information there, but it's not showing on the website. So this is a tool that I use to just keep information hidden about the website that I don't want it to show on the website, but I want to be able to take a look at what it is because maybe I have some notes about that website. So that's one way that I use the show hidden elements. Once you get what you want out of the show hidden elements, you have to click it again to get rid of that sidebar. The next one is preview. So as you're building and building and building, you can actually click that preview button and you can see what it's going to look like so far. And then once you take a look and you're happy, you go back to the editor and you can start editing again. And then of course, our favorite button, because he is your friend, and that is save. You want to save and you want to save often. You want to make sure that you are saving as often as you can think about it. And then it gives you a choice. It says saved, and then do you want to publish this website? And you can either say not now or that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and say not now because I'm not ready to publish. There's nothing in there that we can see, so no reason to publish. So those are the toolbars that are available.